Welcome to Gaming with the Rev. Today we're looking at a game called Valheim. It's set as a Viking who's died in battle. However, Odin, the father of the gods, needs some help. His enemies have started gaining in strength again, and he needs a warrior that can fight on his behalf. So rather than being taken to Valhalla by the Valkyrie, instead you're transported to the world of Valheim. Here you do battle on Odin's behalf, fighting his enemies and hopefully earning your place back in Valhalla again. As you see the introductory scenes of your character coming into the world, the Valkyrie is carrying you to the world of Valheim. Now, my computer isn't the greatest, but I think the graphics quality is actually quite good. What's amazing me is the fact that the game itself is only 1 gig in size. It's not a massive 50-60 gig file that you have to take a week to download. This thing would fit on a pen drive. I'm really impressed with that. So as the Valkyrie comes into land, or to drop you off rather on land, you land within the standing stones, the megaliths, each of which are marked with one of the Forsaken, one of the characters that Odin wants you to destroy. Now the bird I'm talking to is called Hugin. He's the messenger of the gods, and he's telling me the story of what I need to do. Effectively, it's a bit of an in-game tutorial. He tells you a bit about what's happening, a bit about how to make tools and so on. It's not that effective, but it does the job. So I've clicked on the redstone in front of me, which marked, as you saw on the map, where I'm going. I'm now going to collect some resources to actually be able to build things. Now as you gather resources, you'll see on the left hand side, each time you get new resources, it tells you new things that you can build. Now I want a stone hammer, which is 3 wood and 2 stone, and a stone axe, which is 5 wood and 4 stone. This is because resource gathering will become one of the largest parts of the game you do. I'm not going to lie, I've probably spent more time in this game cutting down trees than fighting monsters. So I'm going to go off and try and find some stone and things like that. The resource gathering is quite realistic. If you're looking for stones, you can pick up small stones off the floor. If you're looking for wood, you can find branches or small trees and punch them, effectively breaking them by hand. Now, you can't punch bigger trees. You can collect, as I say, the small rocks. You can't punch these bigger ones. So you couldn't, for instance, go to that rock that's in front of me and start punching it to try and get rock, which you can do in some games. You've got to try and find the little ones. I got lucky. I'm skipping a few minutes of tree punching now, but collecting resources, yeah, time consuming. Sometimes you'll find little buildings like this lying around that are abandoned. I think that's meant to be a well, and you'll find chests in them potentially, or beehives, things that will help you with extra kit that you may need. The bushes with the berries on, good source of food. And of course, as I say, everything around you is destructible in one way or another if you have the right tools. So I'm going to get ready to start building some stuff now. The first thing you'd need to do is build a workbench. You go to choose your hammer, so you select number 2, the hammer, go to crafting and build a workbench. It's the first thing you have to build if you want to build something. Now you'll see that when it's valid for placement, when it's not red, there's a white line runs around the edge of the screen. That's your build zone. That's the area that you can affect by putting the workbench wherever it is. If you want to build outside of that, you need to build another workbench. So building a workbench, go up to it, try and use it. Crafting station needs a roof. Now, again, it follows quite a sensible approach. You're going to have to build a shelter for it to work, and you're not going to be wanting to work out in the open elements. So of course for a roof you're going to need a couple of wall sections, which again are in the hammer to crafting menu, and then go to the buildings this time to choose the pieces you want. Now, a simple shelter like I've just built there won't work. What you're looking at doing is you're going to have to build something much more complete. And as I say, building is resource intensive. You're going to be spending a lot of time going out and collecting wood, stone and things like that. What I'll do in this video is just build a small shelter for the workbench. Before the next video I'll go out and I'll actually cut down a load of wood so that you don't have to watch me cutting trees for 3 hours. So again, I'm going to keep adding to it, and as I say, it needs to be a fairly substantial structure that we're actually going to build. This again isn't enough, it's not sheltered enough, it's still too exposed. What I'm going to have to do is add a couple more pieces to the side and a bit more to the roof as well. Now, punching trees is quite good for you, which sounds strange, but you have skills in the game which you're going to look at in a different video. But your skills improve as you use them and as you use stamina. So your combat skills, your skills at cutting down trees, all improve by use. So as you watch me hitting the trees, it's building up my unarmed combat skill. And there you see a little gold halo and my skill level went up. This is essential when you're playing later on, because the more your skill progresses, either the less stamina it uses to do something, the more damage it does, or the faster you can do things. So it really is important to build those skills up. And again, the next video where I show you how to build a base, I'll actually show you how to build a base that you can use as a training gym as well. So now I've got the wood I need, I'm going to start looking for some stone. So I want to build a stone axe. It'll make it a lot faster to cut things down. The problem with stone, it's difficult to see. Obviously the flint in the dark, as you can see now, you can see fairly easy. It's silver, it glows. Stone not so much so. So in a minute I'm going to light my torch, number 1, and then as I go round you may see reflections off the stone in the dark. You don't get a pickaxe until you've defeated the first boss in the game. And I have to say, that was the biggest bane of my life. Trying to find enough stone to build fire pits, to build a stone axe, to build different tools, and not lose my mind. The stone is there if you want to find it, but it does take time running around. Now I've got the stone axe, gathering wood is a lot faster. I can cut down trees, but let me tell you now, the biggest danger in this game isn't the monsters, it's not the bosses. The biggest danger is trees, because as you can see, that one nearly hit me, which wouldn't have been good. I've probably played about 40-50 hours on this, and I've died 5 or 6 times from having trees land on my head. The monsters, you can see one just coming down now, a greyling. They're not too bad. I mean, I'm not a first-person shooter type player. I'm not into combat overly, so you'll notice that my fighting skills aren't the best. I enjoy the resource production, the building, the exploration within the game. Fighting is an important part of it, and you know I do it, but I'm not the best. So don't expect to sort of see me giving you battle tips on how to sort of fight so and so, because quite frankly, not my forte. But once you've killed these guys, again, they will drop resources. They'll drop bits of wood, bits of resin, things that you need. So we're going back to chopping up the log again to get some more wood. In a minute, we'll go and finish off building the shelter around the workbench, and once that's done, that gives you access to the workbench menu. Now that gives you a lot more things that you can do, not only more tools that you can develop, but also it gives you the opportunity to repair your tools. If you look at my stone axe number 3 on the top left corner, you'll see that the white bar underneath, its durability, is down to about halfway. And that's because I've been using it obviously to craft the wood. Well, eventually it will break, but thankfully you don't need to build a new one, you don't need to use extra resources. Once you've built it, that's it. So now you go to the little hammer icon you can see that's glowing there, click on it and it repairs all your items. That is a big bonus. And I'm just creating a flint axe now to make it easier. So I'm going to head off in a little bit. I'm going to go and chop down 300 or 400 wood so that I can actually build the base up a bit better without disturbing you. Thanks for being with me. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please like the video if you did. It will help grow the channel. Take care. Bye bye.